what is this podcast about? It probably would help if you don't chew into the mic.
My name is Libby.
My name is Luke.
In this new episode.
This
new season.
And we are going to be focusing completely on weddings.
We are, in fact, the Wedding Pirates.
There's no other podcast like this. I've looked. I've checked.
And we have a cat. Her name is Stella.
We want to share all the secrets when it comes to weddings.
The one where we talk. Wedding edition.
Change the working title for this one.
Yeah.
What is the working title for this one?
It was difficult Bridezillas, but we haven't had really any difficult Bridezillas. We've just had difficult people at weddings that we've had to deal with, or honestly, though, like, if a bride wants to be a Bridezilla, she has all the right to be, because this is her day, and this is what she wants, and she's hired these people to do it exactly how she wants it, and we are here for it. Like, we are here to be told what to do, and if a Bridezilla is throwing a fit, there's a reason why she's throwing a fit. I mean, there's definitely treat people with kindness and all that, for sure.
Yeah.
But the Bridezilla has the right to be a Bridezilla.
You were called a Bridezilla.
I was.
You were.
Oh, I don't remember.
But you weren't. The thing is, like, you just had something like, hey, I would like for this to get done. And then you kept on asking because it wasn't getting done. Like, and anybody that, I don't know, like a parent asking a child, hey, can you clean up your room? Yeah. Come back, the room isn't clean. Hey, I asked you to clean up your room. Can you do that? Yeah. And then come back a third time, like, hey, your room isn't cleaned up. If you don't clean up your room, you're going to be grounded. Like, that would be like that would be the equivalent of that parent being called a Bridezilla. Like, the bride is a Bridezilla, like you said, because she's been put in a situation where she's asked for something multiple times, or she was told that it was under control. She's
not taken seriously,
or she wasn't taken seriously because her demands are, too far up in the air or something like that. But that's why she's a Bridezilla, because you're putting her in this category of, oh, she's so difficult. No, she's not. You just didn't give her what she wanted. It's her day. I don't understand. Maybe that's why we haven't dealt with Bridezillas, actually. Maybe this could be called like avoiding Bridezillas, because we really do. And it's not because it's not in the consultation process that we avoid that Bridezilla. It's on the day of. It's like because we have a relationship with all of our brides.
Yeah, and grooms.
And grooms. Yeah, sorry. Brides and grooms. It is also his day. Yes. But we have that kind of relationship that if there's something that's going down that the bride is like, she's not getting what she wants, we're going to figure it out. Like, oh, what are you not getting? What's going on? We'll fix it. We'll try and fix it for you. If we can't, we're going to be upfront with her, like, I can't fix it. I'm so sorry. Is there anything else I can do to, like, help you through the situation? Can I get you something? We can be as helpful as we can in that situation.
Yeah.
Honestly,
sure.
I've run into more. There should be a term for vendors that label brides as Bridezillas when they're actually not.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've run into a lot of vendors who are like, oh, this bride is being absolutely difficult. And we're like, what? No, she's not. She's just wanting to get what she paid for. Like, she's putting all this money and time into this wedding. Like, of course we're going to help her get what she wants.
Right.
Yeah, we've had specific vendors who haven't exactly been the nicest, and we've had to deal with difficult vendors who think they're dealing with a Bridezilla, but in all honesty, they're not.
My favorite situations that have happened multiple times is, like, you'll find out who the vendors are and how the vendors actually feel about the day if you all sit down together at a vendor table.
Yeah, for, like, dinner. Like, you're going to eat your meal together, and all of a sudden everything comes out of the woodwork, and you're like,
yeah.
I wasn't getting that vibe at all from the bride. You must really piss her off, because...
Yeah, like, the DJ will say, oh, she's just being really difficult, and she's, I have to play all these songs, and I'm trying to, like, give people what they want, and, and I get that. Like, trust me, like, when it comes, especially to touch on the DJ for a moment, there is art to reading a dance floor and what people want. But you also need to balance that with what the bride wants.
Right.
You can't just read the dance floor, because this isn't your event. This is the bride's event. She's hired you.
Right.
And I know just as much as anybody that one bad review can tear down a company.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, there's opinions about that. But so, and then like in another case, like a coordinator, like I hate that like coordinators have like a smile on their face, and now I can like pinpoint fake smiles. Like now I can see actual happy vendors, actual happy coordinators, like, really uptight coordinators and new coordinators. Because how many times have we showed up to a wedding where we find out 30 minutes into the day, like, oh, you're new. That's okay. We're going to help you today. We've run into a lot of new coordinators where it's like, oh, no, you're going to have a rough day.
Or coordinators that have like a stick up their butt.
Oh, that's happened a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, where they think that they know best and that they've done so many weddings and they're very experienced. And
yeah, guess what? So have we.
yeah, but, there are some brides who have a really hard time with making decisions and
yeah,
like guiding them through their decision and helping them figure out what it is that they want. Like not just making the decision for them, but saying like, hey, I want to help you make a decision.
Yep.
And I want to make sure that we keep you in mind through it all.
Right.
And then there are some brides who know exactly what they want, and then the coordinator is like, she's too opinionated or whatever. And it's just like,
yep.
Why were you hired? Like,
well, because like I've had multiple times where a coordinator would say like, oh, she wants this on the tables or whatever, or she wants this organized this way, but I put it this way and it looked fine, and that's just gonna look bad if she puts it that way. Like, well, it's now your wedding.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Put
Right.
it the way that she wants it.
Right.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
do what you're told. It's a job.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, go get a job. Go get a normal 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to be told what to do.
Yeah.
No matter what you do in life, you're still going to have a boss.
Yeah, like our bosses are our brides and grooms.
Yeah, they are our boss, and they should. And if they get upset, they have a right to be upset. They're the people paying our paycheck. What in the world? But no, we've just had a lot of, and again, like coming back to that table, like during dinner time, that's where everything comes out. So that's honestly like when I find out there's not a vendor table, I get a little disappointed. I'm like, aw, I won't be able to see who's having a difficult time tonight. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's safe to say that we haven't personally dealt with a lot of Bridezillas, but we've definitely come away from a lot of weddings. I would say about half of our weddings per year, we come away from those weddings and somebody has called that bride a Bridezilla, and we've been like, no, like she was fine. Like she was fine with us the whole day. But I also think it's important to point out that we're the only vendors that are going to have a relationship that goes beyond their wedding day.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously, the planner and the DJ and the florist and all those people are going to be before the wedding day, including us. Like we're going to have conversations and contracts and like itineraries and scheduling and all these phone calls, and the bride and groom are going to be under a lot of stress because of that. Get to the wedding day, everything goes down. At the end of the day, all those other vendors leave that table and we're still there because it takes 90 days for us to actually deliver a full product of video and photo.
Well, 60 to 90 days. Yeah.
I'm just saying 90 days because that's what we're saying. That's our yeah, I guess. Yeah, 60 to 90 days.
Especially during the busy season.
Yeah, during the busy season, like towards the end, like once it starts getting to, I would say August, that's when it's like you're going to wait 90 days.
At the very beginning, you'll probably get your photos in 30 days.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the season, you're like pushing 90 because we have all these weddings piled up that we got to get out the door. We don't have a consistent workflow with we don't have an office, or we don't have consistent Wi-Fi or whatever. So
yeah, and I break this down to a lot of people. Like I've told this to you, like there's a difference between a corporation and an artist. If you want to hire a corporation, it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be faster. You're not really going to know if the product's going to look worse or not because you didn't hire the artist. When you hire an artist, it's going to take a little longer. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. And you're going to walk away with a really unique product. You're not going to walk away with a stamp, like a cookie cutter wedding.
Right.
So I think that when you hire people like us, even if we were in a house, it's still going to take just as long. And I'm still going to put just as much effort into the process that we have been doing, even when we don't have a consistent office space to work in.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Where were we? Oh,
We were just talking about how we don't have difficult brides. We have difficult vendors that we work with.
oh. Speaking of difficult vendors, let's talk about like the times that we have worked with other photographers or we have worked with other videographers.
It's been very rare.
Yeah, because we usually own every wedding that we're at. Like
we do the videos and photos for it. Now we do. It wasn't like that in the beginning.
Yeah, we have like occasional ones where it's just video or just photo. Usually when it's just photo, it just means that like, you know, the bride and groom, it's usually a micro wedding, smaller event.
Or they just don't have a videographer. I don't think I've ever worked with another videographer.
We did at the beginning. We worked with...
Yeah, when you and I were both doing photos.
Yeah. We worked with... I think we've worked with 2 videographers in our entire wedding business career.
Yeah. And those were good experiences.
Yeah, they both were. The second one, which was... starts with an A, wedding. Ends in a wedding. Yeah. No, but anyway, that one particular wedding where like she was brand new and she was shooting video on DSLRs, that really, really bothered me. I think that might have pushed me to want to do weddings, like video weddings, because like, oh my word, why is she shooting on a DSLR?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the very beginning. And it was actually our friends Jordan and Lizzie that like pushed us to
they were like, we don't care, we're hiring you to do our video for our wedding, and you can suck it up and just do it.
Yeah.
Not quite like that, but they were very sweet, and they were just like, we see Luke's potential for doing an amazing wedding video, and we really want you to do it. And so I did the photos for Jordan and Lizzie's wedding, and then Luke did the video. And then from that wedding video, you got so many inquiries for doing wedding videos.
Right.
At that point, and I was slightly getting jealous, like, your videos are better than my photos. Like, people want to hire us for your videos and not me for my photos. But now it's evened out. Like, people want us equally amount for videos and photos because they both have
we were both still discovering our craft, and I had also been editing. I always tell people, like, you can have really cruddy video and you can still put together a very aesthetic video, like in the editing process, post-production, because with photos that's really difficult to do. You can't, it's harder to pull magic out of a really bad photo than it is to pull magic out of a really bad video.
You know the way that you make magic out of a really bad photo?
How?
You turn it black and white.
You can't, not even black and white can fix some photos though.
That's true, but I don't take those photos that are
but I think
fixable.
There's a big topic when it comes to videographers working with photographers, because there's the running joke or the running obsession is videographers hating photographers because they're always in the way, or photographers hating videographers.
We're really off topic of Bridezillas and vendors.
Well, difficult vendors.
Yeah.
So do you want to like talk? I was gonna say, do you want to talk about like difficult photographers that you worked with?
I haven't really worked with any difficult photographers.
No. What are the times that we've been difficult? Let's talk about how we've been difficult with each other.
With each other?
Yeah. Aren't you a difficult vendor sometimes? What are our rules like when it comes to...
I am not a difficult human.
I know I'm a difficult human.
Not really.
Sometimes.
No, I don't think that... I think in the beginning I had a hard time. Sometimes I do get in the way, like you're taking video and I forget that you're taking video and I'll just walk right in front of you. Yeah. But then you're always like flailing your arms, like, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Because during the ceremony, you can't just yell, Libby, get out of the way.
I think
so I guess maybe I am difficult in that sense of sometimes I do forget that you exist.
Well, I want to make sure that
my own headspace, like,
as we talk about other difficult vendors, I want to make sure that we acknowledge that we can also be difficult. You know, so we look at other difficult vendors and how are we learning from them?
Yeah, but I don't know how we're difficult according to those other vendors because they haven't talked to us about it.
You've had a couple. What about that one photographer in Arizona that yelled at you?
That yelled at me?
Yeah, she said, I'm not done. Like, she would not give you any space.
That's because she misunderstood what I was trying to say.
Oh.
I said, hey, after they're done, can you have them just stay where they are and not move on to the next thing? Because she was so quick to move on. Like, so you and I got hired on as videographers for that wedding.
Yep.
And she was hired on as the photographer with her husband.
Yep.
So they were doing photography, and we were getting these shots. And she just kept moving on from the next thing to the next thing. And I always had to get the shot as she was doing the photos. And I couldn't always get the prime shot because she was in the way. So I had to get creative in my shots to be able to get what she's prompting the bride and groom to do in a way that I don't get in her way. So I just said to her, hey, when you're done, just stay there. Or I think I told the bride and groom, I was like, hey, so when you guys are done, just stay there because I want to get a video of this. And then she looked at me and she was like, well, she said something about, like, I'm not done yet. And then, because she's like, I didn't want them to misunderstand what you were talking about, that they weren't done, because I'm not done with this specific thing. And I was like, I wasn't saying now be done. I was saying when you are done. So it was like a miscommunication on her end. I wasn't being difficult. I was just like, I really want to get that shot, and you're not letting me get any shots because you move on so quickly from one shot to the next and not letting me step in there for 30 seconds to get what I need.
So maybe that's, oh man, this is going back to season 1. Isn't the key to every relationship, whether temporary or long-term, isn't it just communication?
Yeah,
Like
it is.
you hear something wrong and you immediately turns into a bad situation. And isn't that's just the message, like when it comes to difficult vendors and bridezillas that are deemed bridezillas, is because there was miscommunication. You know, the coordinator might be thinking that the bride is a bridezilla because she's making demands that are stupid, or maybe it's just in the fact that maybe the coordinator hasn't acknowledged that bride is under stress right now, and she's making demands in a unsettling tone because she's under a lot of stress.
Right.
And I think that that's something that I always acknowledge. Like, the first question I always ask my brides is, how's wedding planning? How's it going? And then I say, like, have you ever planned a big event before with, like, you know, a large amount of people, like 200 plus people? And she usually shakes her head like, no. I'm like, so it's okay that you're not doing okay. It's okay that you're stressed. It's okay that you're getting a little short with people because you've never done this before. This is your first rodeo. And that's okay. So if you get a little short with me, that's fine. I'm prepped for it. I have done this hundreds of times. And I think that's what that separates like a good vendor from a bad vendor, is acknowledging that, hey, your brides and grooms are under a lot of stress on this day because they most likely have never done this before. So
Also, too, relieving that stress from them, too, as much as possible. And being in constant communication with your bride and groom. On a wedding day, I check in with my brides and grooms probably 20 to 30 times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, how you doing?
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you need? Is there anyone that's being difficult that I need to speak with? I've had countless brides come up to me and tell me, hey, could you go talk to this person because I don't want to take care of it. Yeah, like the last wedding we did, she was like, hey, could you go talk to the DJ? He's not playing the music I want. And I was like, sure, I got your back. Or the wedding we did at Lambeau Field, they were like, go talk to the DJ, because they don't want to be in charge of that. Like, that's not their job to make sure that things are going smoothly on their wedding day. They hire specific people on their wedding day to make sure that their wedding goes smoothly. And when something doesn't go smoothly, yeah, you're going to get pissed as a human because you put your full trust in this human to carrying on the jobs that they say that they do well at. And when they're sucking at their job, it's like so stressful and pisses you off as a human because it's like, you told me basically that you had my back on my wedding day.
Yep.
And you're fucking this job up right now. Why can't I trust you? So of course she doesn't want to go handle the situation. So she comes to me. She says, hey, can you please take care of the situation? And of course, I'm there for her. Yeah, of course. I'll go talk to this DJ who's doing a shitty job at his job right now.
Isn't this the reason why we end up best? Like, we tell every bride and groom at the very beginning of the process, like, just so you know, we're going to be your friends. Like,
yeah,
you're hiring on your best friends.
Yeah, we end up leaving almost basically every wedding, unless the bride and groom are just like, I don't know.
Some brides and grooms are distant. I think that some brides and grooms, we've done some brides and grooms where we told them, like, hey, we're going to end up at your best friends. Some brides and grooms will go like, wow, that's really cool. And then we prove it to them that, hey, we are your best friends. Like, you can set up a call whenever you want with us. You can text us. We will follow you on Instagram. We will interact with you. We think you're hilarious. We do. We think you're a cool person, and we're going to interact with you as a person because that's going to help us to make you feel more comfortable because we're gonna know your likes and dislikes as a friend.
Mhm.
And there is the other side of that where brides and grooms are a little distant. Like, I don't really want that. I really just want you to take my picture,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And
those, I would admit, aren't my favorite weddings because I feel distant from the family. I don't feel like I'm involved. I just feel like I'm another vendor that's there, like I'm the help or whatever. And I like to be involved with the family, and I like to be involved in the jokes, and because then I get to really know the bride and groom and their family and what makes them them, and I can really capture their essence, I guess, in a photo when I am involved, because I can catch them off guard and catch the real moments and stuff like that, which I really enjoy. I would say about 85% of the weddings that we do in a year, we end up becoming really good friends or family with our brides and grooms. And I just did this wedding. I just delivered a sneak peek for one of my brides. And she was, like, going on and on about how much she just loves us, Luke and I. And she's like, you guys were the best decision on my wedding day. You guys are such a blessing. I don't know what I would have done without you. Thank you for just being there for me. And she's like, can you do our anniversary shoot next year? And I was like, yeah, I mean, of course. Like, one of the perks of hiring the Wedding Pirates, Broadside Visuals, for your wedding day is that you get exclusive rights to
us for anniversary shoots
the rest of your life. Like, I mean, you have to pay. You're not you're not gonna get free shoots.
It's more so
for
like
life,
you've paid for a wedding from us, so therefore, like, we will accept gigs from you for, like, anniversary shoots or family shoots,
holiday shoots, or whatever you want, basically.
Because what we do is exclusively weddings, and we don't want to be doing holiday shoots and family shoots for strangers, because it's a shorter process in, like, getting to know you.
Yeah, and I don't want to just take pictures of random people because I don't know them. I want to continue on the legacy for that family, and I want to continue on that relationship with my past brides. I mean, and not every bride and groom are gonna, take us up on the offer.
No, not
which
at all.
is fine, which I don't care. It's like, but like for this particular bride, she was like, I'm going to you for every photo shoot that I need.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, please, because I want to continue on this relationship with you and your husband. And if you guys have kids someday, like, I of course want to meet your. She referred to babies as crotch goblins. And
That's right. Yeah.
I would love to meet your crotch goblins.
Well, even then that's happened multiple times. Like, even the wedding that we did on November 5th, like, she even said, like, you guys were the best thing at the wedding. She said that.
Yeah.
And
we've heard that multiple times. You guys were the best decision for our wedding day.
Yeah. Yeah, and we want to continue that, and that's what makes us rebels. Like, other vendors, we have been disowned by a lot of vendors, and we've been taken on by a lot of other vendors.
And
but
some vendors are like, we don't want you to come back because I've done certain things that technically are not allowed, like like moving furniture that's historical.
Oh my word! Yeah, we can talk about that later. It was not historical. That was from Wayfair. To give me a break. Anyway,
but just stuff like that.
Do you want to wrap? Do you want to tell that story real quick? Because we'll have your crazy story at the end of this episode.
Okay. Well, I guess this crazy story will match up with vendors who are not the nicest. So we did this wedding at this place, and it's like a historical building, I guess. And so Luke and I never see other vendors' contracts for the bride and groom, right?
Yeah,
so we just never see them, which is fine. I'm not asking to see them. I'm just prefacing. I'm just
putting it into context.
Yeah, putting it into context for the story. Like, I never see other vendors' contracts for the bride and groom. The bride and groom signed a contract, Luke and I, for, like, the venue, and we never see that contract.
Yep.
So I was moving furniture around because there was a ton of these just random chairs in this one room, and it was taking
really
up a lot of space for the family that was going to be standing in there, and I wasn't going to have any place to photograph this bride. She had a really long dress, a really long veil, like super long, like cathedral length.
Yeah.
And
if
there would have been so many chairs in that room, I wouldn't have had the space nor the capabilities to capture that when she was getting ready. And so I was taking chairs out of the room and putting them in the next door room over. And the venue manager or whatever came up to me and she's like, please don't move any furniture. It says it in the contract.
Did she say please?
I think so.
I thought I remember being don't move furniture.
Oh, maybe. I don't. I'm just going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
You're better at that than me.
So she was just like, please don't move any furniture. This is a historical building and historical furniture, and it's in the contract that they're not allowed to move furniture. I was like, well, I didn't see the contract, and I didn't know that, so sorry. But okay, I won't move any more furniture. Maybe I didn't say that because I don't want to lie, because I did move more furniture.
You agreed to her demands though.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. At this historical mansion, they have art galleries up. Like once a month, they put in a new art gallery for a local artist. And at this particular month, the month that this bride and groom were getting married, there was artwork in this place that looked like a 5-year-old painted it.
It did. It was like Skittle colors.
Skittle colors
Did not
of
match
random
the vibe
shapes
at all.
and like stick people, and I was like, this is awful artwork. And it was all in the background of my bride getting ready, and I told my bride, I was like, hey, do you like this artwork? And she was like, no, I hate it, it's disgusting. And I was like, okay, cool. So I asked the bridesmaids, so technically I didn't move it, the bridesmaids did. So I asked the bridesmaids because they're taller than I, and I didn't want to like obviously break the painting or anything, so I asked 2 of the bridesmaids who were taller than I am. I was like, could you take that off the wall just real quick? And I was gonna have them put it back, but we were in such a time crunch that I didn't remember to ask them to put it back. So anyways, I asked them to take the specific artwork off the wall so I could capture this bride in her essence, and I didn't have to edit that picture out of my picture for like 15 pictures. That adds up a lot of time. So I might as well just take the painting off the wall because it'll save me a lot of time post production.
Right.
So they did, and then they forgot to put it back up on the wall, and I forgot to mention it to put it back up. And during the reception later on in the day, the venue manager came up to me, and she just had this like obnoxious grin on her face, like that she was annoyed with me. And I was like, what? And she said, don't take the paintings off the wall. And I was like, okay.
Okay. I know that's always my like answer to the demand too. Like, I don't have time to deal with this, so okay, sure,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Like if someone says you'll never be welcome back here, okay, fine, I don't care. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, so we so that was kind of the crazy story from that, but the artwork was fine. It wasn't damaged by any means, and I moved all the furniture back into that room after they were out of it. So it's like, if I remember, I'll put stuff back, but I don't always remember. So
and this is one of the reasons I want to own a venue one day, because then we can make all those calls. Yeah. Yes, one day. It's a dream.
That's
of
our
every,
dream.
I think
of
that's
ours.
every wedding vendor's dream. But
no, it probably isn't.
50%, 70%. I've talked to a lot of photographers that's their dream, to own their own venue. And a lot of them have. But anyway, we're going over time. Thank you for listening to this episode of The One Where We Talk, and in this season, we're breaking down all things weddings and being super honest about it.
Yeah.
Directly from the Wedding Pirates.
Broadside visuals.
That's it for today's episode, and
Have a wonderful day.